and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be filming a video that I've been planning to film for so long. So about a couple months ago, I bought the Space Gray MacBook Pro 13-inch, and I am going to be reviewing it today. Like I said, this is a video that I have been wanting to film for such a long time, but I wanted to ask you guys questions, make sure I got all the right information, and give you my best advice on whether or not the MacBook Pro is worth it. Now, I do know that a new one did come out, but from my understanding, not much is actually that much different, but that's just my opinion on it. So I still thought it was a good idea to film this because this is the second to newest MacBook Pro, and I have so many questions that I'm going to answer, so hopefully this video covers it for you. If you guys do like this video, please be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because all of your support really does help me grow. And if you want, leave a comment and I will answer every single comment down below. I love chatting with you guys and hearing your opinions on my videos, but please be nice. With all that being said, let's just get into this MacBook Pro review that has been long awaited for. The first question and topic that I'm going to touch upon is, should you buy it and is it worth it? So for those of you who don't know, this particular MacBook was $1,299. Now that is a lot of money, but in my personal opinion, spending a lot of money on one laptop that will last you a long time is definitely worth it because this is a laptop that I know will just last me for so long. So my advice would be save up, get a laptop, and just get one that you know will last a long time, because then it is a good investment and will help you out a lot along the way, especially if you're a creator or going to college. But I will touch on that in a little bit. As for is it worth it, I kind of already answered that question indirectly, but in my opinion, it is 100% worth it. I really love it. I used to have the MacBook Air, but personally, I just think the Pro is so much better. I don't really know why I feel this way about the MacBook Pro. I just really like it and think it's a lot better for editing purposes and everything like that. When I was trying to get Final Cut Pro on my old MacBook Air, I couldn't download the software and it just gave me so many problems, but this MacBook did not give me as many problems, and I'm going to talk about that now. So like I said, that is going to lead me into the next topic of how much storage you should get. Now my laptop has 121 gigabytes of storage. If you are someone that is just using a MacBook for school, that is enough storage. I do not recommend you get any more because it's not really needed, especially nowadays when you can save everything on Google Drive and everything like that. However, if you are someone who is using the MacBook for school and editing software such as Final Cut Pro, Photoshop, anything you may be using it for, I recommend really getting a higher storage on the laptop. This is just because I have had so many issues with storage on this laptop, and I do wish I got the 1 terabyte, but it's okay. I'm making it work. I got an external hard drive, but to save yourself time, I do recommend getting a higher setting of storage if you are a creator or plan on using your laptop for anything other than just school or one particular thing. I find that having more storage would be a lot more useful and again save you time. So that is something I wanted to touch on, just because it's kind of annoying when your laptop tells you that you don't have enough storage after you've been working on a video for so long, and then you can't save the video, and the only way to get your laptop to work is to delete everything on Final Cut Pro and like rerun it, and then you have to edit the whole entire video again. So I just wanted to put that out there because I have had so many problems with that until I got an external hard drive, and I have cried many times because I've lost footage that I needed. But a good way to solve that is, if you are going to invest in a MacBook, to get a higher setting of storage if you plan on using it for more than one thing. The next question that I get asked all the time is whether you should buy a MacBook Pro, which is right here, or the iPad Pro, which is right here. Now, personally, I was gonna make another video on this just because I have so much to say about it, but I'm gonna touch on it a little in this video, and if you guys do want a more in-depth video on that, I can definitely make one. Personally, my really quick response to that would be, I think the MacBook is a lot more usable for college. I really only use my iPad Pro for taking notes, and it's amazing for taking notes. I absolutely love good notes, but when it comes to taking exams, since we did have to do school online, and when it comes to writing papers and everything like that, I really do recommend getting a MacBook just because it's a lot easier and more time efficient, if that makes sense. So basically what I'm trying to say, the MacBook will allow you to get things done quicker, and you can also take notes on a MacBook, in my opinion. So even though I have both and do really love the iPad, Personally, if you're going to use it for school or editing, I do recommend getting the MacBook just because it is a lot more time saving and will help you get your goals a lot faster, rather than if you're trying to edit on an iPad or you're trying to type an essay on an iPad, it's going to take a lot longer, even though it is doable. It is preference, so that would be my overall short opinion on whether you should get the iPad or the MacBook. If you are someone like me who is going to invest in both, I do use my iPad for notes and then I use my computer for everything else, such as tests, essays, everything like that. So just keep that in mind, that you can invest in both, but it is a big investment, so it's really up to you and based off of your preference, but that's my particular preference. The next question that I got asked is, how do I like the butterfly keys? For those of you who don't know, Apple used to have, I guess, like regular keys you would call them, where they kind of like stuck out of the keyboard, and now the new MacBook kind of looks like this. If you guys can hear it, the keys kind of like stick together and they're basically not like risen above the keyboard, if that makes sense. Personally, I think it's a lot better in my opinion, just because it allows me to type faster. Not really sure why, but that's just what I've noticed. And it also allows the keys not to stick together, so when you press down it just comes up very easily, rather than with my old MacBook Air when I had the other keys that were like more risen. I would find that the keys would like stick together and not come up right away, which is really annoying when I'm trying to type and then the letter like won't type on the screen. So personally, I do really like the new version of the butterfly keyboard. That's what it's called. So I don't really think that's an issue. I know that there are some people who do not like that, but in my personal opinion, I don't really have an issue with it. And then one of the last questions I'm going to answer is it worth it, or should I buy a different generation of the MacBook? Now, I found this question very interesting because obviously if you buy a older generation, you are going to be saving a lot of money. But my overall answer to that is buy the newest version that you can, just because the newest version is the most up to date and it will last you the longest. So yes, you may be buying a laptop that is cheaper if you buy an older MacBook, but you have to think about it long term. So you don't want to be spending $1,000+ every year versus $1,000 every 5 years. That's just an example. So that's how I like to think about it. I would rather just invest in a newer laptop and have it last longer than an older laptop. It's also important to mention that even though the older laptop may be completely fine and in good condition, it, one, could be used, and two, you may need to get a lot of repairs on it, which again could add up and equal the exact amount or a similar amount to the newer laptop. So that's just something to keep in mind, because I obviously would not want you guys to go buy an older generation and then just have to waste money on repairs and stuff like that when you could have just bought a newer generation and, you know, just have that one-time purchase that you won't have to do as many repairs on. So just as a little wrap up, overall, I love the MacBook Pro. Again, I have the 13-inch Space Gray MacBook Pro. It is still in good condition. I did get it a couple months ago, like I said in the beginning of the video, and overall, I haven't had that many problems with it other than the storage issue, which I touched on earlier in this video. If you are looking to buy this MacBook and you are a creator or you're going to use it for something more than just school, please think about getting more storage just to save yourself time and lots of frustration. Trust me, it causes lots of frustration when you only have 121 gigabytes of storage and your computer runs out of storage basically every single day. However, if you don't want to spend that much money just on like more storage, you can get an external hard drive and it'll work basically the same way. It's just a couple more steps, but there is ways around it if you don't want to spend as much money as, I don't know, like $200 to $300 more, but it is definitely worth it in the long run. So it's just something to keep in mind. Overall, really love the MacBook and would recommend it over the iPad when it comes to school and creating new videos and editing and stuff like that. But again, it is preference and completely up to all of you and what you particularly like. I'm just someone who has found it more useful to use the MacBook rather than the iPad Pro, because I really only use my iPad Pro when I use Procreate or when I am just like hanging out around my house to play games, or obviously to take notes for school, but that's basically really it. I don't find myself editing on there or anything like that. Occasionally I'll edit a thumbnail on there if I'm feeling a little unique throughout the day, but normally I just edit my thumbnails on my computer and my phone. So that is my overall opinion. But with all that being said, if you guys did like this video, please remember to give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because all of your support really helps me grow, and I would appreciate it if you guys could stick around. Also remember to leave a comment down below in the comment section so we can chat. Again, when you comment on my video, it really does help me and get my channel recognized by others, so I would really appreciate it. And I also love talking to all of you guys. And if you guys did enjoy this video, let me know if you want to see the iPad versus MacBook Pro video in depth, even though I did talk about it a little in this video. And that was a whirlwind to say. I'm gonna end the video right here. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!